I mean, the villagers have population control in the sense that they don't breed if there's not enough doors, right? So you need like a town with enough doors in order to breed more villagers. And they'll breed automatically if you have more griefing on. Right? So they'll harvest food and they'll breed themselves if the conditions are right. Why can't they do that with all the animals? Why can't they do that with all the animals? It's not that hard, is it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Let me put one there. Like, can't they do the same sort of thing with cows and the sheep? So like, if you build a farm and the farm meets certain requirements, then the animals will breed automatically up to a certain population. I feel like that shouldn't be too difficult. And like chickens, pigs, cows, horses, maybe even dogs and cats. Because then it becomes a resource that you can manage without having to micromanage. Right? It's a semi-automated animal breeding. And they already do it with villagers. Instead of making like zombies more intelligent for whatever reason, make the pigs and the sheep and the cows and the dogs and the cats, make them reproduce, and the horses, make them reproduce. Like, if you build a farm for them and the conditions are correct, then have them breed. Because the thing with like breeding animals now, like if you want leather, you need to find the cows. You have to feed them by hand before they will make babies. And then you wait for the babies to grow up. And then you have to kill them by hand to harvest them. And like everything is done by hand. No automation at all. Like, if you just remove the breeding part, the breeding by hand part, so that they'll breed to a certain density of population by themselves, then just harvesting by hand, that's fine. Like, but then no, because then the harvesting part can be automated. Did something just die? What just died? Because then the harvesting part, you can just make a machine, a cow slaughtering machine, that just kills them at the press of a button, just kind of pushes them into a lava cooker of some sort. Or even if it does it automatically, I'm not sure if you can fully automate something like that. But if they bred automatically, you can also... Is this right? No, it's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. I just think this game is, by design, not meant to scale. It just doesn't scale. One, two, three. Well, we're at the cliff again. We are at a cliff again. Alright, what's going on? So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's good. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And it's not the only game that can do this. 1, 2. Alright, can we just 1, 2, 3. So Fallout 4, which has the settlement mechanic, whether you like it or not. So the settlement mechanic, like again, it scales up automatically up to a point, right? So depending on how high your charisma is, it's like 10 plus your charisma is the population limit of your settlements. So if you just let your settlements run, they'll build up to that population and then stop. And that works fine. That works fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like it's kind of it's semi-automated, and you have to provide. If you provide enough food and water and other stuff, then the settlements will just grow in a semi-automated manner up to its limit, and then they'll stop growing. And then they'll provide resources for you, again in a semi-automated manner. Well, mostly in an automated manner, but you have to collect the resources yourself. But it will produce resources. If you harvest manually, if you harvest the food manually, for example, then the food can be produced faster. But if you don't harvest the food manually, it will automatically accumulate in the inventory of the workshop. And that's fine. That's a fine mechanic. Right? That's a fine game mechanic. There's a lot of these holes in the ground. So it's automated if you don't want to deal with it. But if you deal with it, there's bonus stuff for you to reward you for dealing with it. You don't have to manually breed your settlers. You don't have to manually invite each settler to your settlement. Although there are some settlers that you can invite manually, and they are special settlers that give you bonuses if you assign them to certain shops. So, like, again, it's automated, but if you do extra work, there are extra bonuses if you don't automate everything. But if you don't want to deal with it, you can just automate everything, and that's also good. And I feel like that's just from a game design philosophy. That's just good game design, right? It enables a range of playstyles. Like this game, if you want to farm manually, you can. Okay, good. But if you want to automate your farms, you can't. Why? Why not? Why not? Why not automated farms? I don't understand. And again, you can make it so that the automated stuff is less efficient somehow. So like you can give your players an incentive to manually farm, and that would produce more food in a short amount of time. But then you can also give them the option to just automate and scale up. So you can either spend more time building a complicated thing and get a certain amount of resources from it. Or you can not build something as complicated, but you have to maintain it by hand. And that also works just as well. Then you enable multiple playstyles. You allow more people to play the game in different ways and still be rewarded. That just sounds like a good idea to me, you know what I mean? It just sounds like basic good idea. Am I 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? What was going on there? Oh, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's off. Okay, this is off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is off. Just sounds like game design 101. Like it's really basic stuff. This doesn't need one in the middle. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or like, you know, something that passively gives you any resource, like logs, like basic resource, I guess, like log, cobblestone. But slowly. So if you rely on it, then it's really slow. But then you can harvest the natural, like you can harvest it by hand much faster. Wouldn't that be great? Like if you don't have to chop down trees. Like after you build a certain amount of, after you build a certain thing, which can be rather difficult. I guess you have to like balance the difficulty of that mechanic again. I don't trust Mojang to balance anything, to be honest. But like low-level passive automatic harvesting of basic resources. But if you want more, or if you want it faster, then you can do it by hand, and you'll get it faster. One, 2, 3. I think that's enough. And that should be enough up there. What about down here? Okay, there's one there. Okay, that's enough down here as well. I think. Let me just put a torch there to be safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That probably is not needed. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not needed. Really? That one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Zombies. I see one. Let me go sleep. I mean, you get what I mean, right? Like, you don't want to make it too easy or too fast. Like, you don't want to just let players scale up to the point where they just sit around for 5 minutes and they have like several thousand blocks of logs. What is this lighting glitch? They just get several thousand logs just for sitting around doing nothing. Like, you don't want to scale it up that much, so maybe you limit it. Limit the number of these things you can have per world, or something. I don't know, just ideas. Just ideas. Because otherwise, the game you never progress. Like, you don't progress in the game in terms of the building and the resource harvesting. Like, you can be running around with diamond stuff and you're still picking things by hand. You're still chopping wood by hand. I mean, sure, if you have a diamond axe and it's faster, but it's not like you're still grinding. You're still grinding the same way. You're still punching trees. Like, the first thing you do in Minecraft is you punch the tree, and then like several hundred hours in, you're still basically punching trees, except with a diamond axe, which is a little bit more efficient. There's no progress. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me see how far this cave goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, let's light this cave up. How far does this... Well... There's water, but it's not the end. I don't have a block to stop the water. I should be careful with this, because when the water... Why would... Okay. Because when the water pushes down like this, or pushes towards you like this, it can just push a creeper into your face. So this is kind of dangerous. Okay, the water comes from there. And then the cave ends there. Okay. So this is not dangerous anymore. Is this sufficient light? I think it is. Maybe let's put one more there. Torch there. Like one there. One there. That should be enough. I'll put one there, sure. Alright. So that cave is safe. Right. Let me go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Although a game like Diablo, it's just grinding all the way. Like you're level 1, new character, you're grinding. You're level 70, Paragon 800, you're still grinding. Grinding for loot. So I guess some games don't change as you level up. But like the grinding in Diablo 3, it's kind of okay. Like it's not terrible. Maybe you might say it can be better, but like just the basic gameplay of killing stuff, grabbing loot in Diablo, like it's fun. It's fun. That's the core mechanic. That's the core gameplay. And it's okay. Although some skills do automate a little bit, like in F. Like demon hunters can have turrets. Or sentries, they're called. You can like summon creatures, you can have pets. Like, yeah, summon creatures.